What's going on, peeps? And today, we're going to be talking about Todd in the Shadows.
With this season underway, this mysterious personality has been a staple of the music reviewing community for over a decade, covering mostly popular music that finds its way in the Billboard charts, as well as dissecting multiple colossal failures of an album rollout, or the biggest one-hit wonders in music history. Throughout his lengthy music journalism career, he has amassed a dedicated fan base of over 500,000 subscribers. He was also one of the most well-known members from online media production company channel Awesome. But what has made Todd so special that he has been able to last all these years despite traditional music reviewing content being past its peak of viewership? Why does he always tend to hide himself, and what even inspired Todd to create this content? All these questions and more will be uncovered in this video, so grab a flashlight, folks, as within the dimly lit corridors of musical analysts, we will be discussing the longevity of Todd in the Shadows. Todd Nathanson was born on June 3rd, 1984 in San Diego, California, within the rough suburbs of Virginia Beach. He is currently 39 years old and half Vietnamese. Growing up, Todd faced a ban of watching MTV imposed by his parents, who favored country music over pop. When he was 15, his favorite song was Everlong by the Foo Fighters, and he also had a strong love for Eminem. Young Todd found an interest in the piano after taking a few lessons and continued to practice throughout his lifetime. Upon reaching 15, he immersed himself in learning, finding valuable resources in all music and its writers, Stephen Thomas Erlewine and Ned Raggett. Todd attributes his early influences to The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, appreciating its clever humor and the ability to convey meaningful points with comedic elements. Another significant impact on Todd's work comes from the VH1 glory days of the early 2000s, marked by programs like Behind the Music, Pop-Up Video, and I Love the 80s. This period would profoundly influence his editing and documentary style skills in the future. After graduating from Princess Anne High School in 2002, Todd began his journey into reviewing movies and songs for his college paper, eventually rising to the position of editor-in-chief. Technically, his first YouTube video was Tag Team's new version of Whoop There It Is from the Addams Family movie. Yes, he was the one who uploaded that. Initially not anticipating any financial returns, he opted for a job at a small town paper. Over time, he recognized that a more stable career in hard journalism wouldn't provide substantial consumption either. Consequently, he resigned from the journalism field and pursued a teaching degree. However, he could never secure a full-time teaching position, partly due to his increased dedication to a newfound hobby. Todd developed an interest in pop music after his car's antenna broke off in 2007. The only channel that would come on after the incident was a pop music station, so he was forced to listen to it non-stop because he didn't have the money to fix it. Eventually, he became intrigued in this genre. This brought him the idea to post reviews of the pop music he was listening to on his personal blog during his college years, which has since been erased from the internet. Todd is almost entirely self-taught, possessing a communications degree with a minor in music. His education primarily focused on media criticism and music. However, Todd lacked formal training or experience in film production, film editing, documentaries, broadcasting, acting, or even comedy. He would acquire expertise in the coming years through on-the-job learning, trial and error, and by emulating the works of the writers he had previously admired. It was a bit of a novelty at the time, taking pop music serious. What a big joke. Compared to nowadays, it's become completely normal. Todd knew that music was a subjective form of art. He realized that he could hate or love a song, and there could be millions of people who would otherwise disagree or agree with him. You may not understand why a certain song is popular yourself, but there seems to be an audience based on its performance. When you feel a strong emotion, you want to hear a song that emulates it. That's why he adored tracks like Good Vibrations by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, as they made him happy. After ditching his personal blog, Todd instead posted his musical criticisms on YouTube, as well as under the name MBI on thatguywiththeglasses.com, a site that showcased satirical reviews of movies, television, music, comic books, and video games hosted by Blip TV. This site was essentially the foundation for Channel Awesome, a pretty big online media project company back in the days, and their entertaining critiques quickly gained popularity in the late 2000s. They were influenced by earlier online series like 5-second movies, which employed hyper-editing and inspired discussions about movies, TV shows, video games, and comic books. Over the next few years, the website would eventually gain prominence, attracting an average of over 100,000 weekly visitors and accumulating over 1 million monthly page views. Now, Todd was one of these visitors, and he admired the site. Todd had first heard about Channel Awesome through 5-second movies, right before the site's first launch in April 2008. He adored these angry comedy reviews that were taking over the internet. He thought that he could do something like that, but instead of ripping video games and movies to shreds like Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic, he could instead rip a bunch of stupid pop songs to shreds, but he didn't want to show his face. Todd is someone you could describe as camera shy, so he got the idea to do this content in silhouette form. What does this mean? Well, Todd's image consciousness means he does his reviews in profile silhouette, which makes him appear even more mysterious. He figured out the style quickly and just kept doing it. From there, he established his Todd in the Shadows persona on October 7th, 2009, with his first review being Down by Jay Sean. His earlier reviews were all in one take. If he messed up at one point, oh well. Later on, he'd do more retakes and several revisions post-take. This led to 2 of his early reviews being selected as Awesome Blogs of the Week, which significantly raised his profile on YouTube. He received invitations to appear on Channel Awesome as his fanbase grew. This took place several months later in 2010. Accepting the offer, he transitioned to sharing his videos on their platform hosted by Blip TV. On April 25th, 2010, he made his debut on That Guy with the Glasses, reviewing Blah 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 by Kesha and 303, the most 2010 collab imaginable. So Todd is finally producing content for this site that he had been a massive fan of. A dream come true. This mysterious reviewer is now being platformed for thousands of users to see. In these videos, he plays a piano and wears a gray hoodie to hide his true identity. That's the reason he goes as Todd in the Shadows. Before launching into the review itself, he begins every review with a few seconds of the music he'll be discussing on the piano. He will occasionally struggle playing some of these songs on the piano like Breakup by Mario, which he ends up making sound good. Then he discusses the song completely faceless. This all leads to one question: why does Todd hide his face? The reasons for this are scattered. He first said that he was hiding his face to keep his Sunday school job, to be a secret agent, to be White House Press Secretary Robert Gibbs, and overall doesn't want his face associated with the hamburger incident of June 8, 2010 during his carryout review. Other significant reasons are him being under witness protection, part mole, horribly disfigured, a demon, too incredibly handsome, Batman, Elvis. But for real though, he was in pursuit of a teaching job when he first started producing content and didn't want his online career following him around in his personal life. So basically the real reason is most likely a major privacy or personal thing, or he just wanted to gimmick for his show. But I ask you, if anyone has pictures of me, I would appreciate the courtesy if you didn't post them, or at the very least didn't label them Todd in the Shadows. For one, it ruins my mystique, but moreover, I do keep my face in the shadows for a reason. I like my identity hidden. Part of it because of my day job, but there are other reasons too. So if you think you have a picture of me, it's yours to do what you want with, but keep in mind I'd prefer if you didn't share it publicly. There are rare occurrences where his face is revealed in other content creators' videos, but not in his actual content. There were also rumors his real name was Kenneth Monson during his TGWG days. People claim that Todd isn't his actual name, more of a pseudonym, and he only uses it for privacy reasons. Given the fact he likes to hide himself 99% of the time, this does seem to make sense in theory. One of his former colleagues, Lindsay Ellis, did say this on a podcast.
Although a bunch of sketchy fan websites claim that Todd Nathanson is not his real name. I don't know about that.
It's not.
It's not. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to call him Todd.
Okay, so his name is most likely Ken, but we're just going to keep saying it's Todd Nathanson, alright? Fun theory though, adds to this mysterious aura of his. When Todd isn't in the shadows, like in crossover videos or during Suburb Nights events with Channel Awesome, he wears a Zorro-like bandana that covers all above his mouth. Although he actually can't see out of the mask. As expected, the amount of time and energy he was putting into these reviews set a huge pressure on him, as well as keeping himself hidden. Yet, he pushed through. Eventually, he decided to keep doing content creation full time, which obviously took him to bigger heights. He never ended up getting a real job and decided to stick with YouTube as it was making him that bread. He made a lot of friends through this venture, such as Lindsay, who he dated for a while. She was the one who encouraged him to pursue a YouTube career full time, thus bridging him to his next venture, a member member of the League of Super Critics, the official YouTube channel for 4 prominent Channel Awesome reviewers: Nostalgia Critic Lindsay Ellis, Cinema Snob, and Todd in the Shadows. While Channel Awesome's content was mainly accessed through its website and hosted on Blip TV, the League of Super Critics YouTube channel was established in 2012 to showcase videos from these popular 4 creators. Initially, the channel featured uploads of past videos from their respective websites, but over time it began to host new content as well. All 4 creators took turns producing content between Monday through Thursday, with Todd uploading videos on the channel every Thursday. He swiftly distinguished himself within the community of internet reviewers due to his insightful commentary and musical proficiency. Following his introduction, he has extensively analyzed the top, bottom, and most absurd aspects of today's unavoidable pop hits, blending genuine critiques with amusing insights and shoutouts. His primary 3 series are Todd's Pop Song Reviews, One Hit Wonderland, and Train Records. Todd's Pop Song Reviews features him analyzing a current hit song that made it onto the Billboard Hot 100. It is the most popular series on his channel. As long as the genre is regarded as popular music, it will qualify. Expect pop, rap, R&B, and other genres to be explored. Imagine being Todd, reviewing a song he finds horrible and is basically forced to re-listen to it several times during the editing process. That sounds like a nightmare. This is why he supports the death penalty for people that make such bad music.
Do you think that musicians should pay a fine or some other kind of punishment for making such bad songs?
I support the death penalty.
He also likes to come up with hundreds of reasons why a song sucks out of his enjoyment, because when he reviews a song, he doesn't just focus on the art itself, but also the context behind it. He'll discuss the artist's past, present, and potential future. Whatever current events that led up to this single's release and further virality, he draws a complete picture of the cultural landscape. But it's not just the current landscape that faces the wrath of Todd. The one-hit wonders from the past get some smoke too. Todd's One Hit Wonderland series takes a deep dive into the careers of these bands and artists. While the series covers hits from many decades, it mainly focuses on the older ones, preferably before the 2010s. The following segments serve as the foundation for Todd's One Hit Wonderland videos: before the hit, the band, artist life, career, before the success of their first hit, the hit, the song itself and how it became popular, the failed follow-up, why any other single they might have released didn't see the same success, did they do anything else, their lives after their second hit flopped, and the final question of if they deserve better. Most of these artists' careers seem to be a train wreck after their one-hit single, similar to the third main series, Train Records, covering the albums by musicians whose careers were killed off or severely halted following its release. The most popular entries from this series are Witness by Katy Perry, Be Here Now by Oasis, Paula by Robin Thicke, Van Allen 3 by Van Allen, and Saint Anger by Metallica, all generating millions of views. Additionally, he has broadened his focus to examine the popular music of previous decades and explore music stars' particular ventures into film, television, and even video games. Cinemadon was Todd's main side series, but it has since been cancelled since October 2016. Todd would basically go into Madonna's filmography and review her films, and this is the only film review segment that Todd has had on his channel. The reviews were always negative, spoiler alert, as Todd thought that Madonna was a terrible actress, director, and film writer. Todd did say that if Madonna ever made another movie, which is most likely never gonna happen, he would revive the series for a short time. Let's talk about some traditions. At the end of each year since 2009, there is a little holiday called List Season. This is usually during December, where journalists will put out a list covering the best or worst product in their field. For Todd, he ranks 10 songs that were hit singles during that specific year in 2 separate videos, best and worst. These videos would obviously become his most popular, as every music nerd wants to be informed about the greatest and most horrible music produced from the mainstream, which boosted his channel's growth further. Years started to go by, and the discussion of pop music would evolve with the changing internet times. Back then, he was covering mostly fun, dumb pop music during the late 2000s and early 10s club boom. It was very much built on jokes, with little to no controversial topics to be discussed, unless Chris Brown was involved. But around 2013 was where it got more serious, with Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke becoming a #1 single. Soon these uncomfortable moments had to be evaluated. 2014 follows suit, where Iggy Azalea had her cultural appropriation allegations and the bizarre rise of Royals by Lorde happened. This led to his criticism becoming less loose than it used to be in exchange for a deeper conversation about the art. Sure, the format hasn't entirely changed since he started out, but his writing certainly has. He finds a way to keep things fresh, even if it's just him stating how bad Chris Brown Brown or Maroon 5 are for the 100th time. It went from overplay of a song building up thought bubbles to him digging into books in order to research pop music, to enhance and complete the video content. Over time, he became less angry and a whole lot more informative. In 2014, that guy with the glasses underwent rebranding to become just Channel Awesome, and by 2015, Blip TV ceased operations. Eventually, the League of Super Critics channel just dipped under, and Todd returned to uploading content on his personal YouTube channel. At first, he was regularly uploading a mix of new and archive videos, but once this move was complete, he was back to his regular schedule. Todd usually releases 2 videos per month, occasionally opting for just one if it's a longer one. Todd will tend to take a week off only to realize the need for grocery money. In response, he makes an effort to transform his opinions into a script. After a 2-week span, he dedicates time to write the entire script, followed by an additional 2 or 3 days for the editing process. This strategy has worked wonders as he finally reached 100,000 subscribers on January 9th, 2017. His current reviews are pretty much the same. It all stems from a good joke, makes him laugh, and the rest of the episode is about that joke. He almost doesn't see himself as a music critic, but more of a comedian. Despite that, he can still be a bit of a harsh critic, which has even led to him being called out publicly by famous pop star Halsey on Twitter. This was pretty overblown looking back at it, but on December 22nd, 2018, Todd tweeted how Halsey doesn't do anything wrong involving love on her 2017 hit single Bad at Love. The irony. He further states that Halsey is likely bad at love as she over-dramatizes non-problems. What he didn't expect was for Halsey to reply to his thread to explain her thought process writing those lyrics. Turns out the song is just more ironic and insincere. This led to Todd completely backpedaling out of his claim, most likely out of shock Halsey even found the tweet. Sometimes these popular musical acts are more tapped in with this small community than we think. It helps that since 2009, Todd has grown to become one of the most influential online music critics of all time. His videos are commonly featured on the Pophead subreddit, where more extensive posts often draw inspiration from and make reference to his content. Emerging YouTube critics such as Mark Grondin from Spectrum Pulse, who I made a video about, check that out, and Sean Fay Wolf from Diamond Axe Studios adopt Todd's format for pop song reviews as a foundation for their own content. Sean even created a video highlighting Todd's inaccuracies and predictions. The fact that he has been doing this type of content for so long has led to him inspiring basically every Billboard music critic you'll see today. And even if the scene has had a major decline in popularity since the early 2010s, let's be honest guys, Todd still succeeds. Yet, he still faces copyright claims like everyone else. Todd doesn't always make a lot of money from his content on YouTube, as greedy labels will claim the music he uses. Thankfully, he has a successful Patreon to back him up financially, which earns him $8,000 a video. Similar to the Needle Drop, when you are basically a pioneer for this specific genre of videos, there's always people that'll be watching no matter what. He's kind of become a bit of a legend on the YouTube platform with a massive fan base spanning a decade now. The channel has garnered 100 million views on the platform and 500,000 subscribers, and is still growing in thousands every month. His longevity is pretty deserved. He carved his own lane and in a sense birthed thousands of other successful creators with it. He even managed to outlive Channel Awesome, where he got his initial start. He departed on March 22nd, 2018. He felt the need to focus more on his personal channel instead of contributing to the program. This could have also been due to the various scandals that were affecting that program at the time. He would continue to post his content on his YouTube channel with little to no controversies. Oh wait, well, so his most recent controversy actually has nothing to do with music criticism, but it has generated one of his biggest videos of all time. He posted an 1.5 hour long video. I fact-checked the worst video essayists on YouTube. Okay, now I'm scared. This occurred in conjunction with plagiarism in YouTube, a nearly 4-hour video by H-Bomber Guy. Both videos center around a specific YouTuber named James Sumerton, who delves into diverse queer topics spanning society, media, and history. I've never heard of this guy, I'll be honest guys. Todd's video specifically addresses over 30 falsehoods with a focus on fabrications related to Disney, serial killers, and Nazis? Goodness. A partial debunking of the inaccurate claims made by the video essayist. It currently has 1.6 million views, and it's on its way to become his biggest video of all time. He gained 18,000 new subscribers from it within 5 days, and it has almost no relation to any of his other content. Welcome to YouTube. The long longevity of Todd's channel can come down to several factors, being a pioneer of Billboard music reviewing content, his secret mysterious aura, and his genuinely polished and informative analyst that he has been producing since 2009. Todd's influence extends far beyond YouTube, as he has inspired a new generation of music critics and content creators. Even in the face of copyright claims and the ever-changing landscape of online media, Todd in the Shadows stands tall with a dedicated fan base and a legacy that outlives the platforms where he first began with. You might not know much about the man at all, obviously, but you gotta be happy for someone just doing what they love even after all the pressure that comes with internet fame. Beneath those shadows, I'm sure there is some sort of smile, realizing how much he has accomplished. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more of this type of content, feel free to subscribe and like the video. It'd also be dope if Todd himself saw this, if he is somehow seeing this right now. Maroon 5 are the best band ever, and you are wrong about everything you've ever said about them. On a serious note, congratulations on the success, you deserve it. May the lingering echoes of Todd in the Shadows' insightful critiques continue to emulate the uncharted realms of music, forever casting their silhouette on the ever-evolving landscape of musical exploration. Peace.
Thank you.